Before I begin today's show, I want to tell you about another show I've made called Talking It Out. It's like a cartoon version of Phoning It In with some of the regular contributors to this show, like Kevin McGahern, Pearl O'Rourke, Sophie Shanley, and Peter McGann. You can check that out on the RTE Player and YouTube. Thanks. Hello and welcome to Phoning It In, the improvised phone-in show where the callers have no idea what they're calling in to talk about. The usual phone lines are open, so get calling. We're going to kick things off this week a little differently. We have a call from a struggling shop owner who has written a poem. Peter, are you there?
Oh, Dave, I'd like to first of all just thank you very much for allowing me today to come on and I suppose use your audience as sort of a bit of free advertising.
Oh, that wasn't really my intention. I thought you had a serious poem or something to share.
Oh, yes, it is indeed. But, well, you'll see. I shouldn't waste any more of your time. So I'll just go.
No, please don't.
Go right ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Pop down through my manhole. I have wares you'll want, like a boot and a hair clump and a soggy croissant. I can sell you this fat burg at a very good price. I'm also willing to trade if that would suffice. See, I've been having some trouble down in my boutique, even though the retail experience is rather unique. I opened this place 2 years ago, but have I had many customers? Well, frankly, no. I did some Googling and have come to the conclusion people shop online now, and I feel exclusion. I have no way to take orders remotely. I can't visit a post office because they treat me coldly. Well, everyone does. People don't like to see me. I need to stay in the dark, down my manhole completely. Look, see, I never pretended to be a human person. I'm made of sewage and waste. That doesn't make me worse than Mr. Jeff Bezos, the king of online. What's up with that? Sure, my brains are urine, but my products are ethically sourced and environmentally sound. So please consider shopping underground. Up down through my manhole, I have wares you'll desire, like a poop or a tampon or an old piece of wire.
Is that it, Peter?
Yes, that's it. My shop is, well, you can reach it down any manhole. Most people will have access close by to their house. They just need to go out on the road. And really, there's many access points around the city, and you'll find me down there.
But presumably where they go down, they still have to, where is the actual location underground?
Oh, it's huge. It's a huge shop. It runs beneath the whole city and in rural spaces, unless people are using septic tanks. Anywhere there's sort of a good plumbing sewerage system, you can find my shop below.
And Peter, you're some kind of garbage monster, I'm guessing.
No, excuse me. It's like being back at school. No, I'm a being. I may be made of sewage and waste, not garbage, nor a monster. Please don't assume. I'm a good being.
Okay. There was no judgment there. Just from your description of yourself in the poem, it reminded me of Oscar the Grouch or
yes, well, that's
Saki.
Those are fair comparisons.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure I'd call them monsters.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a term of endearment. Saki the sock monster, Oscar
All
the
right,
Grouch,
okay.
Oscar the Grouch. Anyway, look, I wish you the best. Sorry, are you taking your business online, or you're not having it? No, you're not having a trucker
can't.
site.
I would if I could. I've tried to set up a Shopify account, but I broke the computer. It was ruined, and when I took it into a place to get it fixed, they were disgusted because it was covered in my fingerprints.
Right. Yeah.
Which is just poop.
Poop, yeah, of course. Well, look, I wish you the best of luck. I can't imagine the COVID situation has helped matters any in terms of getting customers. So it's going to be particularly tough at the moment, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, yes. Online shopping is experiencing a real boon.
Yeah. Well, listen, hopefully your people will have heard your poem today and they'll jump down their manholes as soon as they finish listening to this, and you'll get a real spike in business.
That would be fantastic. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Dave.
thanks so much for joining us. We're going to move on to some other calls now. Rick is on the line. Rick, you are sick of Twitter fact-checking your tweets. Is that right?
Oh, I'm up to my eyes with this fact-checking rubbish. Why can't I just say what I want to say and present facts the way I want to present them?
Well, what kind of facts? What kind of facts are we talking about, Rick? I mean, you say
stuff
facts.
About spiders, stuff about Donald Trump, stuff about COVID is a lie.
Yeah,
it's all computers, man.
Yeah, but what? Well, okay, well, we'll take that one at a time. What were you saying about spiders that Twitter has had to fact check?
Some of them have 10 legs.
Well, no, I mean, there wouldn't be a spider if they 10 legs.
No, because of the 5G, man. Because of the 5G.
Okay,
they're growing 2 extra legs.
Okay, all right. And Twitter.
I've been WhatsApp pictures of these 10-legged spiders, man.
No, I haven't seen any pictures of 10-legged spiders.
I'll WhatsApp them to you after. It's all 5G.
So, how is 5G affecting animals and people? Like, what is it doing?
Do I sound like a scientist to you, man?
No, not really. No.
Well, I think I do sound like a scientist. Maybe that's the 5G in your brain, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. It could be the 5G that's affecting.
5G is evil, man. It's Chinese and it's evil, man. It's convincing you to buy stuff. If you saw a 10-legged spider, what's the first thing you do? You go to the shop and you get some insect spray. Think about it, man.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's 5G.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, stay on the line. I want to bring on another caller, Ned. Ned, you were at the beach yesterday and it was far too crowded. Is that right?
Absolutely packed. I mean, I could not move. I got onto the beach around 6 a.m., thought I'd beat the rush. And by about 6:30, I was literally in a crush. It was similar to a mob, like when you go to a concert and everyone's moving as one, shoulder to shoulder. I could barely get to the water, and I blame 6G. Have you heard of it?
No, I didn't know there was such a thing as 6G.
That's the new one. I think you should bring Mr. Twitter on because he'll tell you all about this, because that's the big conspiracy, non-conspiracy. All right, he's erecting 6G masts underneath the beach, and everyone's flocking there, and then they can't move, and it's making everyone buy Amazon stock. That's right. What it is.
Sorry, can you put this in a WhatsApp message and send it to me so I can send it to all my friends?
And you'll forward it.
I'll forward it to everyone in my phone book.
Okay, I'll lower the quality right down. I'll put a JPEG.
My mind is blown.
Extremely low quality.
I was worried about 5G. I didn't even know about 6G. What's an underground mast?
Listen, 5G is like a little snake. The proper lizard shit. That's 6G. Don't even.
How many heads does it have, man?
It goes right the way to the top. Lord Xenoth of Frankenstein is the alien lizard who's coming down.
So you're talking full-blown lizard people.
You should ring Karen Twitter.
Who?
Karen Twitter.
Who's Karen?
Her family owns Twitter.
Oh, actually, she's been listening, Karen.
Oh.
Karen, your family owns Twitter, is that right?
Hello. Yes, that's right.
How do you respond to these accusations that you've set up 6G, you've got underground masts underneath beaches that are making people flock there, so that when they're all together, they'll buy Amazon things and things from Amazon and boost the stock?
How do I respond? 2 words: nonsense. Mush it together and get one word, and that, boom, 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 is your answer, Dave.
Right, so you're saying this is all nonsense.
Nonsense. We come with a piece of love and a piece of ingenuity, in order to connect people, to bring hearts and minds together. We have no interest in.
What about 10-legged spiders?
Why is Rick's tweets about 10-legged spiders being fact-checked by your company?
Look at her closely, Dave. Her eyes are slits. If you look at her mouth, her tongue will flick out like this. Like that. She's a lizard.
She's gills.
People often say to me, because I'm so uniquely beautiful, that I must be a lizard. But I poo-poo that. So I'm going to poo-poo it again. Poo and poo.
But do you have gills though, Karen?
Or should we say Zarthrax?
I don't have gills. I have breathing and breathing apparatus. Okay.
Yeah, well, we all have breathing and breeding apparatuses. I mean, that's
yes, mine just happened to be a little bit more scaly than other people.
Right.
If people want to go and demean me by calling them gills,
well, the millionaires are going to pollute the world with 5G, man, and then go and live under the sea. That's why they have gills, man. All millionaires have gills now.
So, Karen, how do you?
I'll WhatsApp you.
Okay, yeah, you send me that.
Deep state chemtrails.
Sorry, Ned?
Deep state chemtrails. Ask Twitter about it.
Well, can you explain it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll try and.
Oh, does he sound like a scientist? Does he?
You can call me Dr. Ned.
Try and.
I'm about to break it down. So the planes fly over. They got the chemtrails. They can't melt steel beams, and then the lizards suck it in through their breathing gills, and basically it makes them buy stock on Amazon and all that.
Okay.
True.
Karen,
it's true, man.
Any truth in this? I mean, can you breathe underwater, for example?
Well, I have been since lockdown. I've been engaged in competitive underwater breathing as a sport. So, yes, I would say I can last underwater for longer than most. Does that make me a lizard? No.
Well, it makes you something. How long
like a fish.
Last underwater?
How long is too long, Dave?
Well, that's not for me to judge. I just want to know how long you can breathe underwater.
I breathe is a leap, but I'm holding my breath for 15 to 20 minutes at a time.
That's very long.
I have had
a frog.
I have had a lot of time on my hands during lockdown, and I have developed a skill set. That is all.
It's a gill set, and that's what's keeping you underwater. And listen, the more I hear, the more I'm inclined to believe Ned and Rick about the fact that millionaires are planning to move under the ocean.
Facts.
I'll forward it to you.
Yeah. Dave, we'll let you into our WhatsApp group, man.
Yeah,
Dave, I have my lawyer in my ear as I speak to you, and
inside your ear cavity.
Yes.
How small are they?
Well, I just have one.
Millionaires are shrinking down lawyers and placing them in the ear cavity so that they've got legal advice 24/7. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, advice while I sleep 24/7. My lawyer is
checking my facts.
What's your solicitor saying?
She's saying Fifth Amendment.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it would be a woman. Leftist.
The fifth,
men can be lawyers too, and frogs.
The fifth is the biggest conspiracy of all. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But go on. What else are you saying?
Well, I'll actually hold on a second. I'll take her out. Pauline? Hi. Would you like to speak of your own accord? Just because you're small does not mean you can't speak for yourself.
Well, I think first of all that you need to just, as I say, just use your right to stay silent now, Karen. Okay? And take me back to my family.
Pauline!
Please,
Pauline,
I have a baby at home.
Pauline,
I won't be able to look after her now.
I told you to bring the baby. I told you to bring
She sounds very small.
He is thousands of times larger than me. I can't look after her, but I want
You can't put a baby in your ear. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I do want to be part of her life, Karen.
Can I ask Pauline a question, Dave? Would that be all right?
Sure.
Put Pauline in her own baby's ear.
Yeah. This will catch her out now. So Pauline, just wondering, what color eggs does Twitter lay?
You're kind of treating me as if I am the age that I sound when I am actually a lawyer and very bright, and I'm not going to answer that. Nice
Damn, didn't get her. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
They're blue, man. They're blue. That's why the Twitter eggs are blue, man.
Yeah. It's all coming together now.
They're frogs.
This makes a lot of sense. I mean, it doesn't explain why Twitter is birds. rather than reptiles. But I guess they're trying to cover their tracks, maybe.
That's what they want you to think, Dave.
Because of the word Twitter, Dave.
Oh, because their last name is Twitter.
Tweeting.
Yeah, the bird tweets.
Like a bird.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the brand hasn't really worked out. Maybe we need to relook at that.
Yeah, well, in fairness, that could just be my own ignorance and stupidity rather than.
Don't say that, Dave. You're a customer, and every customer's voice needs to be heard.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why
I don't really use Twitter anymore. I kind of.
I put all my facts on TikTok now, man. That's where all the kids are getting their info.
And TikTok is an inside job.
You're not going to get fact checked on TikTok.
Exactly, man. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
People take it as just a TikTok.
Yeah, clever stuff. Karen, I'm concerned for how much you've let slip here and the future
no.
Well, the future of your business, your family. I mean, the fact that we know now that you're lizard people who shrink down lawyers and stick them in your ear.
Well, I haven't said anything. Really,
well, your silence has spoken more than words ever could, I think.
You should have just got her a Bluetooth headset. Then you wouldn't need to shrink her down. You could have her in your ear the whole time. She'd go back to her baby.
Would you consider bringing Pauline back to full size and just getting a headset?
No, she's quite happy where she is.
Doesn't sound happy.
Very good friends.
She doesn't sound happy, Karen. I think,
Could I
she sounds
play
smart.
devil's advocate and ask, what are the benefits of being so tiny? Are there
Is there an upside, Pauline?
She can fit in the ear, I suppose.
Well, yeah, that's one.
That's not. I wouldn't call that an upside because you've probably never been in an ear, but not the best living.
Don't make
quarters.
any assumptions about me, Pauline.
Any upsides? Well, I suppose food shopping's cheap.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
You could probably live off a banana for 3 years.
Oh well, a banana would go off, Dave. But
that's true, actually,
would you eat a rice?
Well, not a whole one.
A rice.
But I'd certainly eat. I'd take scoops out of the grain, and I can actually see the atoms, which was worrying at first, but now I'm kind of used to it. So actually, I can only eat an atom at a time, so no food has flavor. All food just tastes like basic elements.
Like particles,
so actually, it's not
protons and neutrons.
Well, no, a whole atom, Dave.
Yeah, but that's what the atom's made up of. So I imagine it tastes like a proton or a neutron.
Well, no, it actually tastes like the basic element. So it'll taste like iron, or it'll taste like nitrogen, or it'll taste like zinc, or it'll taste like tungsten. Or
we don't have to do all of them.
You shouldn't need science.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need science. Bad for you.
I have to live.
Nah.
Well, look, I see a solution here to a lot of the world's problems, Karen. If you could shrink down one solicitor, why couldn't you shrink down the entire population, and then there'd be no food shortages?
Very expensive, Dave.
Yeah, but I mean, you lizard people have millions.
Please don't call me a lizard person.
What would you?
I'm a lizard woman. Joking.
Look, I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of this. Quite frankly, I don't even know where we started. So I'm going to leave it there. But I want to thank Rick for coming on, for shedding some light on the truth of what's really happening in there, and Ned as well. And Pauline, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you can get out of Karen's ear sometime. Sorry, what was that? You're so small.
Bye, Dave. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, okay.
I think she's got even smaller, man.
Thanks for calling in. Thanks everyone. Great chatting to you. Before I move on to my special guest, I want to remind you that this show is supported by you, the listeners, via our Patreon account, patreon.com/phoningitin show, where you can watch the episodes in video format and enjoy a bunch of other exclusive content. Thank you. I'm joined on the line by special guest Trina MacFarlane, former pop star and Eurovision runner-up, regular guest on our sister show, Talking It Out, available now on your TV player, and the new author of a book on parenting called Sheila, Why Can't You Be More Like Your Brother Shane? Trina, welcome to the show.
Oh, Dave, it's great to be back. It's great. I've got a whole studio set up now that Des made me out the back garden, and I'm ready to make my mark once again.
Oh yes, you're back. You're back. Listen, you mentioned the studio at the back. Was that the Shomra, Sheila's old Shomra?
That's right. Yes, Sheila was moved on from the Shomra after making a mess one evening, and
where is Sheila now?
She's in a tent.
Oh, in the garden as well.
Yes, yeah. That's right. It's a pop-up children's tent as a punishment.
One woman.
She can't lie down.
She can't lie down. Yeah. You have written this book, Sheila, Why Can't You Be More Like Your Brother Shane? And it's a parenting guide. Is it a quite a personal account, would you say?
Nothing's really personal between me and Sheila. You know, I wouldn't say there's any emotion there coming from me anyway. I'd be very objective.
But you've written this book. I mean, Sheila's specifically called out in the title. You're saying, Sheila, why can't you be more like your brother Shane?
Yes.
Do you not feel like that is a bit of a personal attack on your daughter?
Oh, no, I think if anybody knew Sheila, I mean, literally anybody in the world knew Sheila, they'd say the same thing. So when everybody agrees on something, it hardly can be, you know, described as emotional. It has to become in some way objective because it's just basically a fact. I mean,
everyone agrees.
And I've done polls, Dave. I've done polls.
How? In what way? Where?
Survey Monkey, because I did want there to be some evidence in the book, you know. So I did Survey Monkey to all of Sheila's friends and relatives, and just put up two pictures, one of Sheila, one of Shane, and said, you know, which one would you choose?
Yeah.
And 100% chose Shane.
Chose Shane. Just choose in general, no kind of caveat there. Just which would you choose?
Just which would you choose?
Yeah, and everyone chose Shane.
100%. And that's 100% out of more than 100 people. So the sample size was not some sort of, you know, tokenistic sort of thing just so that I could say I did a study. I mean, it was a good study.
So we're talking 110, 120%.
Well, no, you can't have 120%, Dave.
Well, if you give, you know, more than your all, people always say that I'm giving it 110%. I mean, some people can give it 200 and 300%.
I can give it 300%.
I know you can. I mean, you didn't at that time you went to the Eurovision because we didn't quite get there.
I did give it, but just my competitor gave it 400%.
Yeah, that's where they'll catch you out. You see, there's always someone who can go that little step further.
That's it.
Tell me about Shane, though, because you really do have a high regard for Shane.
Well, I mean, Shane is a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous boy. And he's gorgeous inside and out, and the cleverness, intellect of an Einstein, and the face of, say, Johnny Depp crossed with Brad Pitt, crossed with George Clooney, except young, beautiful.
And Sheila, has she got any of those? Because they're twins, obviously. She got any of those characteristics of Shane?
Well, yes, in a way. I mean, she's got a very square jaw. A bit like Johnny Depp, but a very narrow on the top of her head, like an egg head.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So she's got kind of like a rounded triangular face
with a flat bottom, though. Yeah.
Yeah, her bottom is very flat, Dave.
Yeah. Has she read the book?
She looked at the pictures.
The pictures of her that you had drawn into it.
That's right. Yes, there's a number of illustrations, stylized illustrations that I suppose, you know, would accentuate some of her more animalistic features.
You've quoted yourself on the back in the blurb saying "Laugh Riot." Dana refused to put her name to it. Is that right?
Yes, Dana and me are having a moment. We met up the other day and I shook her hand and she went mental.
You ran at her and just kind of shook it, like as in you.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Dad. Yeah, just shook her hand because we hadn't seen each other in a while. But then I coughed and kind of made a bit of a thing out of it because, well, you know, when somebody sort of freaks out about something, you want to egg them on.
Egg them on. You want
So
to,
I made her think that I had COVID.
Yeah, coughed it directly in her face.
In her face.
Yeah. Listen, speaking of the Eurovision, we have the Eurovision 2021 organizer on the phone, Noah.
Oh, Dave, I felt the need to come on here and set the record straight and basically defend the Eurovision Song Contest.
Defend it from what, though, Noah?
Basically, what we allowed to happen in 1985, which you may recall, Trina's unforgettable performance for all the wrong reasons. You know, I think you recall the song. What was it called again, Trina? I hate animals. It was a song that was notorious as being against animal rights. Do you recall, Trina?
Yeah, of course I recall it. I mean, it's my morning affirmation. I sing it in the mornings.
We think it completely goes against the opinions of Eurovision. We do not agree with decapitating animals live on stage, no matter how big or small. And also, I must come on here and say that Trina's 2021 application for Eurovision for the Irish entry has been outright rejected.
Oh.
She will not, and her twins will not be performing at Eurovision.
You were hoping to do a family thing, Trina, were you, Shane and Sheila?
Yes, well, you know, I thought that would be wholesome in the face of all the complaints about the song from 1985. I just thought, yes, the three of us getting up there and, you know, decapitating some animals together as a family might sort of calm the waters, shall we say, of PETA and PETA's fans.
Yeah.
And look, that's what I'm trying to do here. You know, I'm actually trying to help the Eurovision by calming the waters. So please reconsider, please.
I'm sorry, our decision is absolutely final. I think the song Setting the Record Bent is an absolutely awful song. I think your morals are completely corrupted. And I must say you should never contact us again. And also, the song is an absolute bop. I mean, I you know, let's call a spade a spade. It's an absolute tune, but it's the opinion of it. You know, I don't think live decapitation of animals on stage is something that we quite want to show.
Hang on, no. What animals are we talking about here?
Oh, it was absolutely unbelievable, Dave. It was incredible. It was bats. It was
not popular
at the
moment.
Vermin.
Not popular at the moment because of COVID-19. Go on, yeah.
It was frankly incredible that they managed to achieve it. A great white shark live,
right,
thrashing, and
yeah,
Trina just going at it like that.
Again, I think these are animals that people want less
these
of.
are unpopular animals.
Unpopular animals.
As you said, vermin. Bats are the vermin of the sky. Great whites are
the vermin of the sea.
Vermin of the sea.
So this really is true, but we cannot show this on television. And
well,
certainly when you
you did in 1985.
Listen, we had no idea. I mean, I saw the Great White backstage, and I thought that's a little bit strange.
Yeah,
it's a Great White shark doing backstage, but I thought nothing of it. And then I asked Trina about it, and Trina said, "Oh no, don't worry about it. Oh, that's totally fine." And said, of course, in the middle of a performance, out comes the Great White. So Trina takes out her machete, and well, you know, we couldn't cut away fast enough.
The ratings were very high that year. And look, I'll find another platform for Set the Record Bent. I will find a number of other platforms. You know, nobody really listens or watches the Eurovision ever since you let all the other countries in anyway. So.
Okay, well, look, Noah, stay on the line. I want to bring on another caller because we have actually got Trina on to talk about parenting advice. But we've a caller on the line, Kindle. Kindle, you say your kids are obsessed with social media. What are they doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm wondering if you can help. They're just not sleeping at night, and they're not eating their dinners, and they're going to the toilet with it in their hands, and it's probably normal at this point. But
what have they got in their hands in the toilet?
What, Dave?
What you said, they're going to the toilet with it in their hands.
Oh yeah, with phone, you know, and a pen in the other hand.
What are they doing with the pen?
They're playing some kind of game. I don't know. It's one of those electronic pens, I think.
An electronic pen and a phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
What social media is this? Because this is new to me. I'm not really with it when it comes to that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm not either. And when I've asked them, they've just said it's Bok Blick. Bok Blick. Or something like that. Now, I think they're having a laugh at my expense. I don't even know if Bok Blick is a thing.
Yeah.
But I said to them, Nerian, Jonah, what is that? And they go, hey, Bok Blick. And then they wink at each other, you know, and I think, Beckett, what is that, you little monkeys? You little wigglers.
The pen that you described, do you ever see them sucking on the pen?
They do suck on the one end, yeah, and they write with the other. And
when they've finished sucking, is there any kind of like mist or
smoke,
vapor?
Bit of smoke comes out of that,
yeah. Trina, have you heard of this, Bok Blick?
No, I haven't, but it sounds terrifying. And a smoking pen. My God, what are you doing, woman? That's you have to look after your children and monitor what they're buying. How do they own these things? Where do they get the money? And why are you not sort of monitoring everything that they do? Where are the GoPros? How do you not know?
What, sorry?
I have GoPros on my children constantly, all over their body, shoulders, head, back of the head, hips. So I have a full 3D visual of everything that they're doing, obviously.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Well, at night, the GoPros are not heat sensitive and they cannot work in the dark. But I take their devices off them once darkness falls.
Right. Yeah. So you know anytime they're on any social media, anything like that, if they're sucking on pens or whatever.
If they had a pen that was a smoking pen, I know what it was because I would have seen them purchase it.
Yes.
Well, Trina, I said to Nerian, I said, give me your smoking pen and give me your phone for at least an hour.
Just take it off them.
And she put
her finger up at you.
Yes, she did a pinky finger up in the air at me.
What does that mean? Does anyone know what that means?
I certainly don't. But I thought it was some kind of teenage curse or something. I definitely thought, oh, this isn't good.
You sound scared of your children. Are you scared of your children? Ariel, are you scared of your children?
Yes.
This is disaster. This is classic 2020 parenting now.
Yeah.
I have absolutely nothing to say to you. You're a bad parent.
Yeah.
Your children are probably going to be stupid and bald,
Trina,
and they're probably going to end up in some sort of a dead-end job with no prospects. Nobody will love them, and it'll be your fault.
Trina,
I mean,
I was hoping
if they're not already addicted to Class A drugs, I'd be surprised, to be honest.
Pens. I don't even know what drug is in a smoking pen, but it's probably really bad, I'd say, because, yeah.
Noah, from the Eurovision, you've started to branch out onto different social media. I know you can watch clips on YouTube and Facebook. Are you guys on Bok Bick or whatever it was called?
Yes, indeed. In fact, we developed the app.
Right. So, okay. Well, can you tell us what it is? How does it work? What's the
absolutely,
pen?
Yeah. We developed it last year, and actually, Kindle was one of our first users. As in, she and her children was the experiment, the opening experiment, and I must say it was a complete success when the children use the beep bop toilets, and then they take out the beep bop phones, and they take out the beep bop smoking pens, and they smoke them, fill out the app, and then discharge their nutrient packages, and they go straight to Jeff Bezos. And I must say it works absolutely fantastically. Thank you so much.
Well, hang on a second. These kids are giving up their nutrients to Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, and also you can also link videos to YouTube, and it also cross references with your Google Box as well. So it's cross-platform. It's wonderful.
Kindle.
My children. Oh wow. Okay, this is making a lot of sense. My children have become very skinny over the last 6 months, so I guess that's where their nutrients are going, and their nails are so brittle, Dave.
But you didn't realize, Kindle, that you had signed up to be a part of this experiment.
No, I thought we had just won a prize of a new toilet and some electronics for the children.
Yeah. No, do you think
and
you
also
were...
entry into Eurovision 2021? Are you looking forward to it?
Well, if my children can stand straight.
We don't need them to stand, we just need them to sing.
Yeah, they can sit down or lie down, or, I imagine they can have dancers that sort of dance around the three of you, maybe.
I would be willing to do that. I would be willing to dance around Kindle, and Shane and Sheila could be their sort of the limbs of these children, controlling them. They could control. We could control this family,
like a kind of puppeteering kind of situation, marionette style.
Yes, absolutely, and we could do anything in it, and it would be their fault.
That sounds like a classic Eurovision routine, if you don't mind me saying.
We could kill someone, and it would be their fault.
I know what you mean. Yes, you could kill animals using Kindle's kids, and then the outrage would be kind of, I suppose, directed towards them rather than
okay. Yes. Not loving the whole outrage directed towards the family and everything, but I am up for the children as puppets.
Yeah, I mean, you've signed a contract now, Kindle. The wheels are already in motion. I feel like it's not really up to you anymore. But look, we have another caller on the line who is very eager to get on. It's Rosebud, Trina's pop star rival from back in the day, former Eurovision winner, unlike Trina. Rosebud, how are you?
Greetings from Holland to you, Dave, and to my former rival. How are you keeping? Still killing sharks?
Yeah. Well, Rosebud, yes, I'm still. I look exactly the same. Can't say the same for you.
Well, Rosebud, you say former rival, but it feels like you guys have really sort of kept up that rivalry over the years.
100%. Those feelings don't just go away just because you are a singing champion. There will always be resentment between us because I love animals, especially bats. Yeah.
How did it feel when you went backstage after having won the Eurovision and you went into your dressing room and it was just animal blood and headless animals all over your dressing room? How did that feel?
Well, it felt quite nice because I was a champion, but the smell was pretty bad. But because I was a champion, I had a nice feeling inside. The outside feeling, not so much.
Yeah, I think I understand. I suppose being a champion, a Eurovision champion, is trumps everything else, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Sorry, my English is not as good as it once was. So sometimes I fall over my words.
It was always terrible. It was always terrible. Your speaking, your ability to speak, Rosebud.
But I can sing beautifully in English language.
It's true.
Thank you. We are rivals, but we respect one another. I respect what she was trying to accomplish.
Rosebud, I can't
hate
remember
her.
The name of your entry song. What was the name of your entry song again, Rosebud?
That's a really good question. It was such a long time ago. A lot of people have forgotten. It was called Flowers in a Jar.
Flowers in the jar.
I'm drinking in the bar, flowers in my jar. That was the chorus.
Yeah. Something
Flowers
about a
car.
car.
I'm going, but I'm going pretty far.
Yeah, there was a line about the car.
Yeah.
Car where you go quite far.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going in my car.
This
going
is
pretty far, trying to close a jar. Yeah.
It was very sing-alongable.
On the road there is some tar, and I'm driving in my car.
Dave, I think now you're making stuff up. Who would sing about tar? That's disgusting.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I was thinking of Trina's song. Was there a line about tar in the
song
about killing animals?
Stop the wound with the tar.
Oh, stop the wound with the tar. Yes, yeah.
No, sing it, Trina. Use that beautiful voice.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a few bars of I Hate Animals, actually, because it's been a while.
Oh, gosh, right. No problem.
Animals is a very hard word to rhyme with. That was one of the problems with the song.
Cut their necks! Wipe it up, wipe the blood with the tar. Fix the wound. Send them back in the tank.
It was a death metal.
Yeah.
Very
It was
popular.
ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time
maybe
'cause-
not so sing-alongable.
It was ahead of its time though, because I feel a few years later, was it Lodi or Lordi, did something very similar and they won.
I was just thinking, God, my memories these days. I was just thinking, Dave, did you send in an application for Eurovision 2021?
I didn't want to bring that up. This show's not really about me; it's about my guests.
King de Shang.
No, of course. But if you did, Dave, what was my memory? I can't remember what your song was called.
Listen.
You might have Alzheimer's.
You could know, actually.
Yes, very early onset.
Yeah. The song was called "Let's Climb Trees."
Yes, that's of course. Let's Climb Trees. There's lots of things you can rhyme with trees, but I can't remember, Dave. I can't my memory. How does Let's Climb Trees go again?
Let's climb trees, birds and bees. Blow in the breeze.
Blow in the breeze.
That's the trees.
Sucking the Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Obviously, it was on my other podcast as well. That's how Rosebud knows it. But
I love podcasts.
Listen, tell me now, 2021, am I in right?
Oh. Dave, you're a lock.
Yes.
Front runner.
Amazing. In your face, Kindle. I'm afraid we're out of time. I want to thank all of my callers today, but I especially want to thank Pearl O'Rourke, Kelly Shatter, Ronan Grace, and Niall Cutler. Guys, do you have anything you want to plug? Pearl, we'll start with you.
No, I haven't been doing anything.
That's a lie. You've been making videos and
oh yeah,
doing all
well,
sorts.
You can check. Oh yeah, true trivial tales of isolation, and you can see those on YouTube, or if you can, up there on my Facebook.
Niall.
Yeah, I have something to plug for once. The chaps are putting on live mass on YouTube every Saturday at 8 p.m. It's awful.
Brilliant. Is that completely improvised, or what's going on?
No, well, we kind of plan out. We have Ola say, "I'll do a sermon," and then I'll say, "Okay, I'll do a prayer," and then we kind of
go from there. Brilliant. Kelly.
I'm not teaching at the moment, but when classes get back, stokeimprov.com for long-form comedy classes.
Daddy. Ronan?
Dave, I used to have stuff to promote before lockdown, so I absolutely have nothing to promote now. No. I put up a sketch on YouTube or Facebook as well. I'm not sure like Pearl, but that's about it.
What was it again? American Psycho?
Yeah.
By
Bernie and ISO. Thanks for getting it.
And it's up on YouTube, is it?
Yeah, it's up on all the big ones.
Up all the big platforms. Yeah. Big Bok and all the rest of them.
Big Bok. yeah. IG, all of them. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks again, guys. Thank you to the Head Stuff Podcast Network for having us, and to Bobby Ahern for our new theme music. That's all for this week. Thanks for listening.